Yeah. And basically, this video got leaked out.
With yourselves, man.
Huh?
You guys want to be careful with yourselves.
Yeah, no, we do. I mean, you know, they can get quite aggressive. You know, I've had it before when I've been across.
You see the was it the
Panorama
documentary? That's phenomenal, isn't it?
You see both of them, right?
I saw one
when he shouts, or one when his apology was shouting.
He is hunted down by them.
Yeah. That would probably be the first one. Okay. Yeah, no, so this has been going on since basically 2008. We had our 3-year anniversary last month. When it first started, there were like 500-600 people here, and like over 9,000 worldwide. Obviously, 3 years later, for a group that doesn't have much of an attention span, I think it's quite good that this is still going on all across the world. So it's a
fucking scary temple, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's, well, I don't know of many quote-unquote temples that are between a casino and a pret-a-manger, but each to their own, right?
Well said.
So again, I'm very sorry to hear about what happened to...
So you're waiting for people to come up to you and you'll explain to them some of the problems with the organisation?
Yeah, basically what we do is we just stand here, we try and hand out leaflets, we've got a megaphone to sort of educate the public. You know, we put them away for a while so they're not out on the streets.
Sorry, did you get pics of the old people that said what we did?
So, you know, if we weren't here, they would be outside trying to get people in, you know,
yeah, I know,
sell them all that rubbish, right? So, yeah, you know, it stops people for a while. Every time I'm out here, I always talk to someone who isn't quite educated, and I feel that, you know, I just give them the choice. I give them the information that they would never give, and I say, you know, look on their website as well, but make up your mind and realise there's a horrible amount of abuse that goes on, and ultimately the whole thing's a lie and a scam.
I've seen your popcorn around. Yeah,
I don't know where people are getting. There's other things: child labour, slave labour, human trafficking, you know, imprisonment of their members. They've got prison camps called RPF camps. There's just a system.
How are they legal?
Well, because they've managed to get a sort of religious status inside the United States, you know, they can get away with whatever they want. And because they own huge amounts of land, you know, people can't just go in without reason. So there is an FBI investigation going on at the moment.
You're fucking scared of them, right?
Yeah, which will obviously get them sort of thinking a bit. But everyone who leaves, who's basically been at this place called Gold Base, or INT, which is like one of their headquarters in like America, says...
Where in Latin America?
I don't know where. I think maybe, I can't remember which state, but just look for Gold Base location, Scientology, and it will show you there. And the stories there of people being put in holes, people, you know, people literally being sort of, you can't leave, there's razor wire facing inwards, there's security guards, you know, it's very hard to get out of.
One last thing was, so have any of you been members and come out?
We do have ex-members who do protest with us. In fact, there's a split off from Scientology called the Free Zone, and I don't know where the guy's gone, but he's OT3, which is the level they tell you about the space alien. So these guys would deny it, but if you talk to this guy, he's an active Scientologist, fully believes in it, but he protests against the crimes and the abuses the Church of Scientology.
Why does he believe in it?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, maybe there is some. It's very hard. And I spoke to someone recently who is like very at the highest you can get, and I asked him, look, now it's all done, is there any part of the courses or the tech that still work for you? And his response was, it's actually also kind of emotional to think about. I haven't, you know, I just don't want to sort of even think about it. Right. You know. Any questions then, or just yeah? No, you're more than welcome. And,
well, yeah. What information do you give to people who ask you? Just like what are the kind of the punchy bits you tell them? Because it'd be nice for me to have that ammunition too.
Yeah. No. Sure. Well, basically, disconnection is one of my biggest personal things. Look, your dad's first wife.
Disconnect from your family.
Yeah. Your dad, basically, if you're inside and someone starts to speak critical of it, the Scientology, the organisation, will tell you, listen, if you want to continue to progress upwards to the bridge of total freedom, you have to disconnect from these people. You have to handle them, or if you can't do that, disconnect. And so when people kind of leave the church, they escape, right? Literally, they escape, you know, running for their lives. They know that they'll never talk to their family or friends inside Scientology again. They'll be declared an enemy, and they will never. And I know people who have not seen their kids, their fathers, for decades, sometimes just a few years, depending on the situation.
So the entire family becomes part of it. Right,
so let's say you're inside, all your family's inside, and you think, I'm getting the hell out of here, I've got to do it without the proper way, because otherwise they give you a huge bill for all the stuff that you've had, and if you've been working on staff, right? and everyone will just cut you off.
What does staff do?
Staff are basically there to try and bring people in, like here is a recruitment centre. So they'll be out on the street, they'll try and get people in, give them a stress test, which is rigged to prove you have a problem. They'll make you feel really bad about that problem. They'll use against you. They'll find something they call a ruin, and then basically they'll make you feel absolutely terrible about it, and then they'll say Scientology can help you. This is how it can help you. And it will start off with something fairly small, like, you know, a £60 course or something, but then as you go up and up and up, it gets to sort of thousands, tens of thousands. To get to the very top would cost you over £250,000. So they
what's this the Zark one or whatever, the theory, this whole idea of an alien?
Oh, Xenu?
Yeah.
Well, that's when you get to the very high end of the church, and they basically tell you that 75 million years ago, a galactic overlord called Xenu rounded up billions and billions of creatures off different planets, flew them to Earth in things that looked like DC-8s, dumped them into volcanoes.
DC-8?
It's like a type of aeroplane. Dumped them into volcanoes, hydrogen bombed them, collected their souls, implanted a false reality, brainwashed the souls, released them. These things then kind of fly around the Earth and attach themselves to early man, and that's why we have problems. Nothing to do with economics, politics, or
no, obviously not.
It's basically body thetans that are clinging to us.
Post Garden of Eden theory in a way.
It's a little bit crazier than that, I'd say, but yeah. So no, there's a lot going on. But also they force female members to have abortions. Their elite sign billion-year contracts. Their leader beats up staff. Obviously,
who's their leader?
A guy called David Miscavige. And the thing is, inside the
what happened to Hubbard?
Hubbard died like 1986.
Yeah.
And David Miscavige took over all the people.
So Hubbard was a genius, basically.
Hubbard was a genius, but he was also a madman.
No, mad. He's like Hitler.
Yeah,
but a genius.
He was an absolute. He was a very smart guy. But certainly had some kind of mental.
Tool fan?
Huh?
Tool fan.
Tool fan?
Go home. Listen to the song Eulogy.
Okay.
By Tool.